Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello, this is Lord Zath. We are gonna try something a little bit different this time. I'm gonna take you guys back to, oh goodness, one of my favorite games in the whole wide world. This is what really got me into video gaming and history and naval warfare, Pacific Theater of Operations. I'll be quiet, you can listen to the intro. Oh no, it's aircraft! Gotta love those 16-bit graphics. That's a South Dakota class battleship, which I don't believe was at Midway, but that's okay. At least it looked like a Sodak. It could have been an Iowa. That definitely looks like an Iowa. Pew 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 pew. And of course, that's a Japanese battleship. Looks like Nagato. Maybe Fuso in the background there in the middle. And that looks like another Sodak, or it could be an Iowa with telephoto zoom. Alright, let's get started. We don't have any saved games to play, rip. Okay, so the way this game works is you have a scenario that you pick, and then you decide where you want to go from there. Obviously, each one of these is easier or more difficult for one side or the other. For example, attack on Pearl Harbor is relatively easy for the Japanese. Actually, LOL, it's really difficult for the Japanese because, well, surprise attacks aren't really coded quite nicely in these games. So, one thing I like about PTO1 is that you could start at any point in time and then try to change history from it. So if you wanted to, you could play Japan during the Okinawa offensive, build the country up to like insane technology and just start building ships like crazy and push back. Most of the time, though, I played Negotiations Breakdown. That's kind of like, you know, where the stage is set for, you know, the strike on Pearl Harbor and what are we going to do about it and all that kind of stuff. That being said, I want to pick something for you guys that's more interesting at the start of the war. I'm going to go with the Battle of Coral Sea. If you guys enjoy watching this, you let me know, and I have no problem doing more of these, and hell, I'll even do a full campaign. I don't care. This is a fun game. We're gonna play as the forces of the Allies and difficulty level of 0, because why not? Am I ready? Yes. Alright, so we get a little briefing. If you're watching this, you probably already know the Coral Sea, but if you don't, well, here you go. Alright, so Yorktown, Lexington, here we go. So I have to sink at least 2 carriers. Obviously that would be the Zuikaku and the Shokaku. This doesn't really matter too... Well, actually, it might. It might matter. We're gonna go ahead and just max everything out for the purpose of demoing for you guys. I have the ability of speeding up the game as well. Apologize for the ripping sounds. There we go. We're gonna cheese it a little bit there. Actually, hold on. That's right, I always like to keep one out of... No, we'll keep one out of info. There you go. Fine. No. There. Yes! Been a while, I can't remember the buttons necessarily. Okay, so this is where you pick out your captains. And each of these different categories gives you something. So, C enhances your commander's sea capabilities. Air, obviously, is more for command... Yeah. Air is more for airworthiness, obviously, and war is kind of like both. Although war is really good if you're someone that like goes to conferences. More on that later. And then bravery, you saw me kind of stop on that and think. So bravery is like really good if you wanted your guy to go down swinging. And for some odd reason, he'll almost always die with the flagship if the flagship goes down. So we'll probably see that guy die. Oh well. Generally speaking, I mean, you could just pick something all the way through, but I always like to take my time and pick somebody with numbers that are going to matter. Now you see it says Duty 1. This means that this is my commander for the first fleet. And I'm pretty sure the first fleet is going to be my carrier fleet with the USS Yorktown and probably Lexington as well. So I want this guy to have pretty good air capabilities. So I will apologize in advance if this seems like it's kind of boring at this part. But having strong airmanship is very important. So generally speaking, I get like 50 and above. If I can go higher than that, that's even better. Sometimes I've had like in the 80s. Oh, I just skipped a 66 in war. What the hell, let's just do that one. Be done with it. I think there was one time I got 80, which was fantastic. Freaking fantastic. But I generally speaking, I'm mostly looking at air, sea, and war. I don't really look at bravery that much. Yeah, that'll work. Generally speaking, somebody that's got like high sea numbers and like low air, I'll put them in a sub-fleet or a complete surface fleet. They'll do fine. Yeah, what the hell. I'm getting bored. Let's go. Oh, 67. Nice. Now, when they put the game together, they could not, the developers could not get the permission of the families to use the real names of commanders. That actually gets fixed in PTO 2, but they do give you the ability to go and rename your commanders here if you wanted to. So I can go to here, and I can call him whatever I want. So I'm gonna call him Zathras. And in. Yes. Oops. So now if we go and we can see there's Zathras commanding the first fleet. Okay. So you can kind of see where I'm at. There's the anchor icon there. You can see all the bases that are flashing. Kind of a rudimentary system map, but I'll tell you what, I learned the geography of the Pacific quite well thanks to this. Hold on a second, I am getting a text message. Okay. Alright, and then I can hit this, I can see the American bases, and I can hit this and I can see all the Japanese bases. And I can hit B, get a close-up idea of where I'm at. I'm just south of Rabaul and west of Guadalcanal. Alright. It is midnight, May 7th, 1942. Let's take a look at our fleet setups here. So we've got the Yorktown. Let's look at our ships. Yes. Oh my goodness, I only have two. What? I have one destroyer escorting the Lexington and the Yorktown. But there she is. Isn't she pretty? I'm so excited, by the way. Wargaming just announced the Battle Cruiser Lexington class coming out. The USS Constellation, I think it was. That'll be cool. I've always said I wanted to see a non-converted Lexington battle cruiser class. And to see Wargaming putting that in is, I mean, I'm so excited. And then there's the Yorktown. You can see the characteristics of them. They've got both have 80 planes on board. Yorktown's been damaged, I guess, because their speed is at 28 knots. Fort is basically the amount of damage they'll take before they sink. If they go to 0, then they sink. And then you can see anti-air, anti-ship is basically... Anti-air is how many planes that they'll shoot down if they get attacked. And anti-ship is anti-air is the amount of planes they'll shoot down if they attack aircraft. We'll talk about that later. And then anti-ship is how good the main guns are for shooting enemy ships. Sorry, it's been years since I have played this game. So we've got then the Cruiser Minneapolis leading up a complete division here. So let's see, what is its duty? Attacking a fleet on the way to Port Moresby. Let's leave that in place. We've got the Cruiser Australia. This is Chicago, Australia at the walk. And what are you doing? You're attacking a fleet on the way to Port Moresby as well. We have the destroyer, the Sims, by itself. Alright. And you are looking for information. Info search basically means they will not attack a fleet. They will just simply look for the enemy. Alright, we've got ourselves a submarine fleet. S-20 Argonaut Dolphin. And Tarpon. What are you doing? Also attacking. Okay. So, one of the things that I can do is I don't want to order fleet. Actually, I want to arrange formation at sea, and I want to join. There are no fleets you can join because they're all spread out. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and split. I'm going to split this into this, and I'm literally going to do nothing. Why? Because that gives me the ability to assign anybody I want. So, I'm going to go ahead and assign Edward Brady, because he is the commander with good sea. Oh, we've got radar. Neat. Lexington has a lot of luck, which is ironic because she's gonna die in the Coral Sea battle. But that's okay. Yorktown's got better experience with aircraft, but I'm still gonna do the Lex because now I can see my baby. Alright, we're gonna go and split the Minneapolis. And we'll do nothing. Once again, this is just to assign... Oh, you. And who do I want? Let's go ahead and give it to the Portland. We'll attack an enemy fleet on the way to Port Moresby. And we'll do the same thing. Range, split, Australia. Okay. 58, I think, is the highest seamanship I've got right now. Actually, I want to keep that for my subs. I want my subs to be really good. So I gotta keep those two commanders for that, so we'll have this guy do it. And I'm from Chicago, so I want the Chicago to command this joint Australian and American force. And the Sims is by itself. So we're gonna go ahead and give this guy the super brave person. Attack the fleet. Sorry about that. Wife was on the phone. Oh no, we want to do an info search. Info search on the way to Port Moresby. Next up, split apart the sub-fleet. There we go. And we want... Oh, wait. We had them on the first page. You. And, ooh. I guess the Argonaut. Because he's got a lot of luck. And you can see these subs are really slow in this game. At 5 knots, they're not going to go anywhere fast. But that's okay. Alright. Oh, 69, there you go. Attack enemy fleet. Port Moresby. Alright, now we've got that taken care of. We can set up our ships for anti-air or anything else. We can give ourselves a banquet. We can do some training. We can learn a little bit about our officers and stuff, but I don't think I want to do any of that. I have no special forces. Alright, so we are just going to go ahead and do our typical move. We're going to move at cruising speed of 10 knots, and we're going to work our way towards Port Moresby. You play this game in 4-hour increments when the fleet is deployed. And we have a cruiser that is attacking something. Oh, we found our subs. And goodbye, Tarpon. Rip. Now, you can choose to skip these battles, but it's kind of fun to just watch them unfold. Originally, like, I watched all of them, and then when I would play long term, I just switched them off. Unfortunately, you can really abuse that situation doing it that way, but hey, whatever. And Yubari is just ripping the crap out of these subs. How many many times are you gonna fire torpedoes, Salmon, and miss? Wow, okay, so we lost a sub out of the deal. Oh, hey, finally! Alright, back to our game. Salmon now under attack from 2 cruisers, 10 Ryu. And goodbye, Salmon. And Fleet Commander died in battle. Good job. Enemy warships detected. You don't say, oh, 2 battleships? Okay. So this is where it gets really kind of difficult, is you have to, this is the #1 fleet, so you get animations. So our submarine fleet, our 3 submarine fleet, managed to find the enemy's carrier fleet. Now, if they sink here, if we sink both carriers here, then this scenario is already over. Which is kind of funny to think about. The reality is, it's probably not going to go that easy. As you can see, oh, we got a torpedo hit. What do we do? What do we do? Minor shell hit, damage to the engines, not a big deal. And you can see they've got some escorts. Oh, 2 hits. But apparently that's a minor shell hit, I guess. Okay. You can turn animations off. I think it's just kind of fun to look at, but I would never play a full game this way. I think you guys would agree it gets kind of old pretty quick. Another hit. Alright. God, all these freaking minor shell hits. It's a freaking torpedo. Depth charges. Not bad for a game from 1993, huh? Argonaut got hit. Another hit. Come on, where's the serious shell hits? That better be a serious. Minor again? Okay, well at least it's on fire. The way that fires work, it prevents the ship from moving. They have to waste a turn trying to extinguish the fire. If they fail to extinguish the fire, then the ship loses one of its fortifications. And in the process, of course, you know, it can burn out and die. As you can see, Japanese depth charge is very effective. As the Shigure goes in. Now, part of what causes the probability of hits and the damage and stuff is the commander that's assigned to that squadron. That's why it's so important that I went and I assigned people to these different squadrons. Another hit. Alright, you notice that armor has finally fallen down to 10. So we've managed to take away one of their fortification points. Usually it's not this this crazy in terms of low damage, but it is what it is. Also impacting the probabilities of hits is the level of technology that we have. You saw I cheese it and gave us like all tech, so, you know, in theory, we should be like just completely wasting these guys, but you know, 'tis a game. Start fast forwarding a little bit here. So we got a hit. There we go. Now fire. That's what I like to see. Just trying to fast forward a little bit for you guys because I'm sure it's getting boring for you. Syria shell hit finally down to 5. Moderate now down to 2 and on fire, which means that they can't move for a turn. It's huge. And if they can't extinguish the fire, it was extinguished. Both of them were extinguished. Okay. No hit there. No hit there. Hit there. Oh, Shokaku sunk. Holy crap, guys! We just sank one of the carriers we need to sink. You can tell that this game is more about positioning and stuff. There's not so much action for you, the player, as it is putting everything together and letting it work out. So now we're attacking the cruiser on the way to the carrier. And no hits. It's nighttime, so they can only move 1 hex at a time. In daytime, faster ships can move multiple hexes. They can move 2, up to 2. Nothing. Oh, we got a hit. It's gonna do step charge, no damage. The Yoko took a hit. Now on the left side of the UI you can see a number, that's how many turns are left. When you get into a battle, for ship-on-ship engagements, I believe it's 12 turns. However, aircraft, because of the distance that they must fly, they can't be in the area for too long. So you typically see like 5 or 6 turns for aircraft strikes. I don't think we're gonna come away with sinking both carriers here. We sank one though, which is fantastic. That's gonna even the odds quite a bit. Girls on fire, good. That'll hamper their anti-sub activities. Big hit, maybe? Armor down to 5, Zuikaku is on fire, so it's stuck in that corner. It's not going to move in that corner anyway. It's being a typical CV of warships, right? Moving to the corner. No hit. Okay, well, at least we had a good run. We sank one carrier, that's not bad. So this is the last turn. They'll have the ability to respond, and then that's it. Engine speed falling to 4 kind of hurts. Okay. Alright, so now we know that their fleet is heading our direction. I can go to the 5th fleet now, and I can say, give me a report. And there they are, just south of Truck. Okay? And I can mark that location there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to order my fleets. I'm going to call my mark. And I'm going to tell all my fleets to just YOLO charge that fleet. Because I want that thing dead. That's how I win my mission. If I was playing this game normally, I probably wouldn't YOLO my ships like this, but, you know, we can, so why not? Alright, time to move. We're not going to stop, but we are going to change course. And we're going to move 10 knots, and we're just going to make our way up. Let's go away from the ball a little bit, like that. That should be good. So we've seen the enemy fleet again. We're going to go to tactics. We're going to do an air attack. And we're going to keep these guys with... Yes. Yes, we're going to keep with bombers. We're going to prep the airstrike. I should have done this last game, last turn, but I didn't. Oh well. Now you can see I can only strike things in my area, so I kept bombers on because I want to strike Reval. And my goal here is simply to try to take out the aircraft. Now, you can see I've got 6 turns, and I've got the ability to move my planes. I want to stay at least 2 hexes away from artillery, because they will shoot and kill my planes, and that will hurt. So we're going to move you over here, and we're going to move you over here. And you can see the Reval Air Force is moving to intercept. So I'm going to basically put my planes into an area we can set up a kill zone. Perfect. So now we're just going to have them attack. I'm sure this is all very riveting. Okay. And that was our first sortie of the game. We won't have enough time for another attack, I think. Oh. The Shoho got detected. Now here's how the ships do anti-air. They literally fire their guns at it. Now, the few number of turns tells you that Shoho is really far away. Are my subs going for it again? Yes, they are. Oh my god, we might finish this already, guys. Now, it's daytime, which means these guys will move a lot quicker. So the Zuikaku needs to catch on fire, basically. Perfect. Now it can't move. If it could move... No, actually, I think its speed was hurt already. But if it's greater than 36 knots, or it's 36 knots and greater, it can move two tiles per turn. Of course, these guys do not want to lose their carrier. Oh, Suikaku's dead. So GG, we just won the game. Lol. So now these guys are just torping whatever the heck they feel like now. See 10 turns, so this is gonna take a while. Most likely, my subs are gonna die. But we'll see. Remember, a fire means they cannot do anti-sub warfare per turn. At least one turn, so that's good. Wow. Nice hit. So this catchy tune, don't you love the music? Imagine listening to this for months. That's what I did. Oh my god, I've played this game so many times. Done so many different things. You know, when you play a game so much, you have like an encyclopedic knowledge of it. Yeah, that's this game for me. But like I said, this is what got me really interested in naval history, naval warfare, all that good stuff. Bye-bye, S20. That's alright, you did your job, you cheesed it for us. It was good placement of subs right outside Truck Lagoon there. So as soon as that fleet deployed, boom. I think we're down to one sub left, looks like, huh? Argonaut and Dolphin, but Argonaut's not shooting. I wonder if they're out of torpedoes. I could have sworn that torpedoes is a number we see in PTO 2, not PTO 1. In any case... Ta-da! Hey, I did this in only 8 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, no, 12 hours. I am pleased to report the outstanding success of our Pacific Naval Forces in destroying all designated military targets. Everyone involved deserves our deepest gratitude, and rip the subs. Continue the game. I'm gonna say no. And actually, if I remember right, it literally just says this forever. Yep. So at this point, the only way to end it is to literally restart it. Oh my god, there's so much more to this game though, than what you guys are seeing here. We need to reset game. Let me just go into it. I'll show you what the negotiations breakdown looks like. And like I said, if you want to see me play this, you let me know, and I'm very happy to play it. So I'm just gonna, you can always go back and watch it in slow motion if you want to see the scrolling parts. But when we play the maximum, it's always the same. It's basically kill all ships. It's kill all ships and or have all the seaside bases under your control. I'm going into both so you can kind of see how both navies are set up. Alright, oh, that's right. First thing we have to do is go into a war council. This is fun. You get to basically tell the army, this is what I want us to do, and then the army gets to come back to us and say, F you, we're not doing that, and then you get to say like, but, and then they say, F you, we're not doing that. You know, it just goes around and around and around. Typically, I like to strike at Manila and Davao and Sandakan first, because, you know, there's lots of oil here, and we want oil. Now they think about it and they go, oh, we're going to do it. Cool. Into the conference. Now we're going to go to the American side. Very relaxing Hawaii music, right? And let's see. We're going to put... you've got good war skills. And we're going to make a proposal. And in this proposal, let's see. We are going to want to take out... Let's take out Tinian and Saipan, and let's take Truck. That's what I recommend. They're going to think about it, and they're going to come back and say, nope. Wow, they were in agreement. I'm surprised. Must be my war capabilities. Alright, so, because we have fleets, can I show the fleets? Because we have fleets in ports outside, we get the added advantage of being able to start doing things automatically. Like, I can move around some of the fleets if I want to. So, for example, I can order fleets that are out, like the Prince of Wales. What are they doing? They're going to the Singapore. I can change their mission if I want to. And you can see that's Force Z, the very famous Force Z that dies to aircraft. Poor Prince of Wales has an anti-air rating of 7. Rip. What else do I have? I have the Dutch cruiser De Ruyter. Basically just hanging out at Jakarta. And it's literally just that one ship. Rip. In this game, you can actually mix and match ships from various navies. In PTO2, you cannot. And then we've got the Canberra and the Australia, and they are going to Port Moresby. And you can see there the other ships involved. Let's take a look at what's in the Lexington or the Saratoga group. So here's our group at Los Angeles. It's literally just the Saratoga. Probably because around that time she was getting refit and stuff. We got a Lexington carrier group. Now this was the 7th fleet in reality. And I think there were more ships than that, but anyway, she's at Pearl. And you can see here, this was Halsey's fleet, the 5th fleet, and this is their carrier group. Sorry, I had Stevie just came in, decided to chill with me. And then, for whatever reason, the number 1 fleet is all the battleships. I think the game wants us to do something with these guys. And there you go. So, you can also order bases. So, this is the part that gets a little tedious, but you can go ahead and resupply the bases. And you can say, I'm going to get rid of all your oil. And you don't need any materials, you don't need any troops to defend. I'm sure. Nah, hold on. We'll give them 10 materials. There we go. They don't need planes. I need planes. They don't. Troop transports. Give them a few more troop transports. Give them a few more regular transport or freighters. Sure. And because of the distance to Hawaii, it's going to take 17 days for this resupply to occur. And then when it's done, I can do another round of resupplying for it. Now, because it's got oil of 15, it actually will generate fuel reserves on base. Icons. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but that's fighters, bombers, scouts, jet fighters, rockets, and long-range bombers. These are technologies that you develop over time. And population is the civilian population. Ind is the industrial capability of the base. Most of the bases in the Pacific have either no population or like a population of 1. And you can see I can control all bases, including Chungking. Basically, it just gives me all the allies on my team automatically. For whatever reason, Chungking has an awful lot of soldiers, so it's a very easy trick for you to just win the game by essentially clearing out this base and just grabbing all the soldiers off of it. Because if you do that, then guess what? You've just like doubled your soldier population. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna end the turn there. You get the idea. Prince of Wales is having engine trouble. Rip. Alright, so now I'm back in Japan, and I can do lots of different things. I can hold a conference and do things like build up my industry, propaganda makes people like me more. I can do diplomacy, so if I want to try to build alliances, break alliances, stuff like that, I can do that. And that's actually a very common thing I'll do, is I'll take my Master of War, go to a conference, and I'll request usually technology or arms from Germany. And I typically do that on both sides because, you know, I'm building up your technology is very important in this game. So we'll go over here. And we'll do technology requests, and typically here we want to request tech from England, of course. And now I'm going to go ahead and choose to supply my fleet. I can put soldiers on them, but I took all the soldiers out, and because I took away all of the oil from Los Angeles, I can only give it 75% fuel, so fine, whatever. And number 5 fleet got itself to Singapore, 7 got to Port Moresby, and the bases will actually attack each other as well. And if the base runs out of troops, it runs out of oil, or its endurance falls to 0, it can the base can fall to the opposite side, whoever attacked it. So here's where you can supply your various fleets. I never took a chance to take a moment to show you guys the Japanese fleet. So we start off with a more balanced setup of the Kido Butai, our fast battleships escorting our carriers, along with some of the other destroyers and cruisers. Second fleet here, comprised of a good balance of battleships escorted by destroyers. We have ourselves a cruiser and destroyer division escorted with carriers, light aircraft carriers. Generally speaking, the Japanese Navy starts off a little bit stronger at the start, in general. But what I like about the negotiations breakdown period is you have a lot of you have pretty good parity between both fleets. That changes pretty quick though. Let me go to info and I'll show you guys. If I hit show, not show fleet, sorry, info, and it's results, friendly ships. It will show me the ships and their characteristics if I care that I currently have in my navy. Oh look, it's the Issei and the Hyuga, and they show them converted to the battle carrier, but they actually don't. They aren't battle carriers yet. Where are they? I wonder. I don't think I ever noticed that. Anyways, you can, if you want to, go to Fix, Modify Warship, and you can convert ships. You can convert a battleship to a carrier, you can convert a carrier to a battleship, but why would you? You can convert a cruiser to a light carrier, all that good stuff. So let's say I want to take the Fuso and make it into a battleship. I can decide what it's going to look like. Ooh, Sexy Taiho. Let's do Sexy Taiho. I want to finish it in 3 months. Let's go. Let's see. We're just gonna go ahead and do a military operation here with the civilian capacity here. We're going to just draft some soldiers because we want to be jerks. Let's do it. And here I can go, and I can also modify worship. I can, modify worship. And let's go ahead and build. We don't have any. Okay. So what I have to do is basically I have to discharge a ship. I think you guys can all agree with the historical irony of building up the Arizona into an aircraft carrier, so we're going to do it. And I can build it into any of these types of carriers. It's just a look. The stats of the carriers are all identical, so it doesn't matter if I make it into an Essex, a Yorktown, a Wasp, whatever. So I'll make it into Wasp because I think it's funny, and then I'll do it in 3 months instead of 12. Go ahead and pull up. This is another abuse of the system, is you just keep going into your meetings and you keep drawing soldiers, and then when they're unhappy with you, you just give them all food rations, and then they're happy with you again. Alright, so we're going to depart the Saratoga, and we're going to have it go on port call. So we want it to go to Hawaii. And off it goes. Yay! Alright, what else do I want to show you guys? Oh, I wanted to see if I can... Let's see. If I go to supply... And I'm pretty sure that the Hyuga and Issei were here. Yes, they are, and you can see that they can only carry a max of 2 scouts. So even though they show the looks of it, they are full battleships in this game. They are not battle carriers. If I go to info, results, and friendly ships, again you can see there's 18 pages of ships. If I go to results, enemy ships, there's only 7. So you can see how the United States Navy starts kind of with their pants down at the start of the war, which is, relatively accurate, right? We only have Enterprise, Lexington, and Saratoga. And then it kind of shows that I've taken the Arizona and converted it, but oh well. Now, that being said, if I go to data and ships being built, I can see here that I've got the Fuso that's being built, or converted, I should say, and it'll be done in 3 months. I've got the Iyo, Taiho, Unryu, Amagi, Katsuragi, Shinano, Junyo, Shoho, Chiyoda, Chitos, Ryuho, and Shinyo, as well as the Dreadnought battleships Yamato and Musashi under construction. They will join us in 6 months. And we got some cruisers and some destroyers. Now, I am not able to just start building ships. I can only replace ships, and I think that's a limitation of the game for right now. But I'm going to go ahead and give my people shore leave because they deserve it. And let's give them 20 days of shore leave, which is just stupid. And now I'm going to go to data, and I'll go to ships being built. And look at the difference. There's the Arizona in 3 months. You can see the stats are identical to the Fuso on the other side of things. Got the Hornet, Yorktown, and then we got some, British carriers, the Indomitable, Formidable, the Victorious being built. There's the Wasp in 4 months, and the Essex classes being built as well. And you can kind of get an idea of how this game is going to play out. You basically, if you're going to play as Japan, you gotta win quick. If you're going to play as America, you just get to hold on and wait till you get tons of ships and then just go laugh at them. And that's kind of it. There's the Iowas, so sexy. Yep, and then, it's also got some of the other relatively newer battleships, and the New York and Texas. I think the reason why those are there is because I believe they were part of the East Coast Fleet, or, the Atlantic Fleet. And then basically the game is just saying it's going to take 4 months for it to transit the Panama Canal and make its way in. And you can see some cruisers. Now, if you piss off your allies enough, if you piss off like the British, for example, they'll just say, "Screw you, we're taking our ships," and their ships will literally just leave. Their commanders will literally just leave. Like, it's pretty funny to watch. But in any case, guys, I'm going to end the recording now. There we go. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I'd love to hear from you if you would like to see more of this gameplay, or if you think it's boring and would like to see what PTO2 looks like and how it's different. I'd be very happy to show that with you guys. I do have a PlayStation 2 emulator, so I can also show you guys PTO4, the 4th iteration. And there's one other game I wouldn't mind sharing you guys with you guys as well, and that's Aerobiz, which is one of my favorite games. That's not this, but you know, like World War II related, but similar concept of building an airline and all that kind of stuff. These games are produced by Koei Games. Koei, right now, you might be familiar with them from the Dynasty Warriors series. They have merged with Tecmo, or yeah, and they do like the Dead or Alive series as well. They did Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Yeah, quite a few other ones. They also made the Warship Gunner games that some people really love. I do too. Warship Gunner's a lot of fun, and I can always play that too. So I just felt like doing some retro action for today because it would be fun. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and like I said, let me know what you want to see. I'd be very happy to record some more in the future. And when I do this kind of stuff, as always, I'm just chilling in Discord. All right, take care, guys.